Hello everyone, Calina here of StoryRetold, continuing Arglefumph's Everything Wrong with Nancy Drew Games, and this is my reaction video to the Shattered Medallion. If you haven't, check out the playlist in the link down below to see check out the link in the description down below to check out Arglefumph's complete playlist of the Everything Wrong. I believe he hasn't put in Midnight in Salem into this list, but I will be going over it in the future. So here we go. I think the audio is a little bit quiet. Here you go. There are spoilers.
Why is Bess the one who got Nancy and George on the show? It's George's favorite show. Why didn't she audition herself?
That's a good question. I think Bess was just submitted them. I think that's how it works. Bess is a good friend.
Why does Bess get to come along with Nancy and George? There is no reason she should be there.
Moral support. She gets to be there as like an audience kind of person to cheer you on.
Sunny June looks way better on the cover than the actual game.
I agree.
Former rugby star Patrick simply wrote, Kiri, Team Tawaki.
Some contestants are introduced with their team names, some aren't.
Yeah, not all of them are going through this whole spiel.
Mate is clearly Lily with darker hair.
Yeah, we
Kiri,
used model.
Team Tawaki. Climbed to the top single-handedly in Biggest Cheater.
Kiri won a competition called Biggest Cheater, yet nobody suspects her of cheating in this game.
Oh, they might.
Kiri and her partner are introduced together, while Patrick and his partner are introduced separately.
Oh, yeah.
This is Patrick's introduction. This is Lena's. The game tries to trick players into thinking they made more than one picture by moving the picture slightly to the right. Game teases us with fake picture of Nancy.
Actually, yeah, I mean, it's a tease.
Lena and Patrick face the camera together, but Nancy and George stand butt to butt.
Well, so do so do Kiri and her teammate.
Nancy's butt. The competition hasn't even started yet, and we already know which teams are making it to the final three.
Yeah.
Personal favorite, George Fane.
The announcer is playing favorites. Considering that she sends the text messages, this is a major conflict of interest.
I mean, the announcer can have favorites. The announcer is not judging who's going to be going forward or not. Ooh, did I get a message? I think someone messaged me. No, maybe not. Okay.
Okay, I'm Sunny. I'm the line producer.
Why is the line producer acting like the show's host? Those are two separate jobs.
Good point, and that's kind of part of the suspicion on his character.
Why doesn't this reality TV show have a host?
They do. If you read some of the documentation someplace else in the game, they are held up with customs or delayed in an airplane someplace, and we wonder why. So Sunny is moving forward with the show without the entire crew.
The game pretends the points actually matter when they don't.
They do, but it is coded in the back end to work in the player's favor. No matter what the outcome is, the player needs to come in towards first place.
You can still win coming in second or third once in a while.
Why do people turn to look at Nancy here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sunny has this artifact before the competition starts. Where did he get it?
Probably some of his hunts, his past treasure hunts.
This puzzle.
What's wrong with that puzzle? It's easy. It's just a swap pieces around puzzle.
The first two challenges are playing with trains and picking flowers.
Yeah.
This is a boring reality TV show.
Aww.
Why doesn't George help with this puzzle?
Good question.
Cow, I have picked thou.
Nancy knows the name of this plant without being told.
It's possible. She already knew it.
Lena and Patrick argue off screen to save on animation.
Yeah.
Why did Lena want Patrick to use the kayak at the start of the game? The kayaking challenge doesn't start until much later on.
Has Lena been given any tasks from Sunny at this point? Maybe we don't know. Maybe she's asking Patrick to do a favor or part of a side quest.
Why would Sunny have a different copy of the rules than the contestants?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
According to Lena, if someone is seen in the producer area, they are automatically disqualified, no matter who sees them. Later on, she says,
I saw you in the out-of-bounds area.
Lena doesn't use this information to get Nancy disqualified.
Right.
Not even when she and Nancy are in the final three.
She's not a ruthless player.
She's the only one with the clue to the shearing lock puzzle. How does anyone else solve it?
They don't have access to a duplicate copy of the book?
Need to earn more
Maybe?
points first. I can't go below 50.
That's an arbitrary rule.
Yeah, it is an arbitrary rule, but I forget what the reasoning was for that.
Nancy knows the 50 points rule before reading about it in the rule book. The 50 points rule doesn't apply if you use a deduct card on your own team. Why don't any of the other teams buy the 50 points card? It's the only useful item in the store.
Right?
Why would anyone ever spend their points? That's just asking to be eliminated.
I know.
Raid and Monster reused from Game 24.
True.
There are only 3 plants here, but there are 10 teams searching for plants.
Well, just like in the TV show The Amazing Race, the crew members could replace the empty slot with more copies of what all the teams need.
How do the other 7 teams solve the challenge? How does Nancy's team have 20 points already? They haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, good question.
Why does the Puzzle Palace have displays for natural disasters? We never see any of the other teams.
No, but we hear them via audio.
All right, let's start looking for those plants. You do the footwork, and I'll research where they might be.
George wants to research while Nancy does footwork, even though Nancy is the one who's good at research and George is the one who's good at sports.
Right.
George never tells you the results of her research.
Too bad.
George's research does not involve reading the book about plants that Sunny left in their tent.
Ooh, that's a good catch. That would have made sense to add an audio clip for George to say something about that.
George is an awful teammate.
Can't talk. Call me if you need anything.
George can't talk, so she wants you to call. George knows that talking is part of phone calls, right?
Oh.
The title page is located in the middle of the book. In real life, the title page is always located on the right page, never the left.
Oh, good.
These clues are not helpful
Fair point.
for locating or sorting the plants.
No, but it helps you identify what they look like.
The pamphlet has dozens of pages we can't read.
Oh, well.
There's a space between pre and arrival, but not between pre and approved.
Okay,
Telling
typo.
contestants they can only bring pre-approved items is useless, without giving them a list of accepted items.
Maybe that's what's on the other pages. It's not necessary for the player to know what Nancy should or should not have brought already by now.
Telling contestants they can only bring pre-approved items is useless, after all the contestants have already arrived.
Is it possible that they received these rules beforehand?
The rules say all handheld devices are prohibited, but George gets to use a tablet.
Oh, good point.
The rules say if your teammate is injured, you can either go solo or quit the competition.
Oh.
Picking a replacement is not an option. But when George is injured, she is replaced with Bess.
Oh, yeah, that would be an inconsistent, or continuity kind of thing, or inconsistent. Yeah, that should have been revised in the text then. That is a good catch.
The rules say each team gets their own room in the Puzzle Palace, but that's impossible because there's only one room in the building.
Ooh, I wonder if it was intended to have multiple rooms, because this would have been dated text. That is a good catch.
The winning team is the one who returns their medallion and has the most points.
Yeah.
What happens if a team gets their medallion, but they don't have the most points?
They lose.
What's the point of getting medallions if the points determine who wins?
It's a two-part winning system. You need 2 items to be the winner. You need all pieces. You need to be the highest scoring.
Winning a round of Monster gets your team 20 points. Nancy could easily win the competition by ignoring the challenges and playing Monster non-stop.
That's fair.
Imagine this scenario. The last place team places their medallion second. This should net them 90 points, taking them out of last place. But according to the rules, they're automatically disqualified. These are bad rules.
Yes, they are.
The rules say the challenge notification tells you the value of the points. That's not true.
Oh, yeah, this book just totally needs to be scrapped. You could also argue that this was Sonny June's version of the rules, which Sonny is a scatterbrain anyways. We can blame him.
Not all of the teams are present in the confessionals.
Yeah, they had, well, because it's an optional thing to do for the teams to go into the confessional booth.
Dean said we're going to be on TV, and I said, should I pack?
Lena signed Patrick up for this competition without telling him first. Lena is a jerk.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Pretty much everyone in this game regularly ignores what Nancy says in favor of talking about unrelated things. What happens when multiple teams want to use the Puzzle Palace at the same time?
Good question.
When Nancy solves the puzzle, the solution stays on the board where all the other teams can see it.
Ooh.
Find the difference puzzle reused from previous games.
Yes, but this one's different. This one's across 4 boards instead of just 2.
Unscramble letters to spell a word puzzle reused from Tomb of the Lost Queen.
The coding was probably reused, yeah.
It's a plot point that Patrick's team and Kiri's team are here, but we don't see them.
Yeah, that's
Where
true.
did George come from?
She's followed behind
If Nancy
you.
had been on that bridge, she'd have gotten a second chance. Why didn't George get one?
Because it's a cliche for George in the books to always be the one to be injured. She's always twisting her ankle. She's always falling and hurting. Yeah.
With the loss of such a brave young woman. From this season's cast.
Game tries to trick players into thinking George is really dead. Pacific Run uses their red logo in the corner of their red logo. Pacific Run uses the letters being carved out sound effect even when they don't play the letter animation.
Yeah, good catch. I mean, that is a minor thing. And honestly, our artist at Her Interactive who did that animation was very proud of it. It was kind of a big feat.
This is the only act of sabotage the culprit does. The game will proceed to ignore the mystery for the next 3 hours in favor of aliens.
I know.
Reminds me, I have a producer feed.
So I just have to go to the television over there to hear them?
The television contains pre-recorded confessions. It is not a producer feed.
Well, I guess Nancy doesn't get to, well, yeah, the confessions are for the producers so that they can add them into, like, the TV show or whatever.
Where did George get the key to the producer area? She has very limited mobility right now.
I don't know.
This is a lot to do alone.
George says this like she didn't sit on her butt and do nothing for the entire competition.
No matter what, we're going to win for you. And we'll find out what happened with...
This is a lot to do alone.
Earlier, Nancy referenced that she's working with Bess. George didn't pick up on this. George spends most of the game asleep to save on animation.
Yeah.
What is that thing at the bottom of the screen?
What? This little thing? It's the logo on the TV monitor.
I'm going to die here.
Aww.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
The announcer waits 5 seconds before responding to Bess's statement.
Yeah.
This scene of Bess in the confessional is not included in Bess's confessionals.
Oh.
You do know that George is the cautious, capable one.
It looks pretty dangerous. You sure you want to do this?
More than I've wanted to do anything.
George insisted on using the bridge when Nancy warned her it was unsafe. She is not a cautious person.
Fair
You
argument.
do know that George is the cautious, capable one.
Also, George is way too useless to be considered capable.
Ow.
Sorry, I'm looking at Sunny.
Sunny is not within eyeshot.
Not for the player, but I think she can see him right across from the fence right here. It's not exactly a big wall.
I can almost picture him with a puppy, and it's perfect.
The game does not show us a picture of Sunny with a puppy.
No.
You can get texts from Bess and George, even if you're standing right next to them.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy doesn't remember any of the times she's seen Sunny June before.
I know, and...
Nancy doesn't talk to Sunny about any of the places he's been. Talking to him about former culprits would have been fun.
I agree. That was my number one issue with the game, and I was disappointed that it was not referenced or acknowledged in any sort of way. I felt like we had this big lead up to Sonny and finally getting to meet him, and we didn't get to have that closure, that resolution. We kind of just jumped right in as if we've already had conversations, maybe? It would have been fun to acknowledge it, and it would have been fun if Sonny's hair was actually bigger.
This puzzle.
No, it's fun.
Too many rules.
Seriously, the show has 2 pages of rules.
Well, I mean, like you noticed, there was multiple pages. We just didn't get to look at them.
What's Bess up to?
Hanging out in the producer area, I think. Saying strange things to Sunny and then running away.
The producer area is off limits. Very off limits. Is Bess trying to get disqualified?
Wait, did it actually say she was in the producer area? Because where Sunny is normally stationed, he's over in the rest area where the contestants can go. Did she just say producer area? I don't know.
How is Bess meeting Sunny in the producer area? He spends all of his time near Kiri.
Yeah.
Why does this game have so many Bess and George phone conversations? They are here in person. I don't want to talk to them on the phone.
Saves on animation.
The announcer talks during some confessions, but not others.
Yeah.
I think I need your help researching. Can you do that?
Nancy! I'm scandalized. It could get us kicked off the show.
The show rules say nothing about this.
Oh.
The game mistakenly assumes I care about aliens. Sunny hijacks a TV show because his grandpa said there are artifacts here which can be used to contact aliens. This is literally the plot of the game. It is so stupid it hurts. Nancy follows a scavenger hunt to fabulous treasure cliche. Who built the artifacts?
I don't know.
Who hid the artifacts?
I don't know.
Why did they do this?
Good question.
How does Grandpa Jin know where all the artifacts are?
Good question.
Why doesn't Grandpa Jin get the artifacts himself?
Because he passed away.
Why does Grandpa Jin think George and her athletic skills are needed to find the artifacts? They're not. How did Grandpa...
I don't think that was intended to be George. I believe that character was supposed to be Kiri's athletic abilities.
Grandpa Jin know ahead of time that the rope bridge would collapse?
Powers are useless.
I think it might have... Well, I guess if the culprit was the one who sabotaged the bridge and not Sunny, it's possible that the culprit saw this comic and did the sabotage to put more guilt and suspicion on him. Possible. It's far-fetched, but...
Here.
Powers?
So what if I call them powers? Read a book once in a while.
Is there a book about Bess flirting with hot guys? Because that would be way more interesting than this game.
Make friends.
Bess tried to make friends with the other contestants? When did that happen?
Behind camera,
I don't
or away
even
from
know how
you.
to hold a conversation for a minute.
Bess says this as part of a minute-long conversation.
When she's nervous around Sunny, she can't hold a conversation.
The game keeps bouncing back and forth between Bess's only talent is being fun and Bess's only talent is flirting. This comic is wrong in saying code breaking is part of this puzzle.
She actually solves the puzzle for us. We don't get to do that.
How does Nancy think Lena and Patrick won't notice her going into the producer's area? They're literally right there.
They do see.
Sunny if this means anything to him. See how he reacts.
Nancy doesn't tell Lena how Sunny reacted.
Not fair.
What's it like dating a local celebrity?
You don't need to add that local modifier.
This is an international competition, so yes, using the word local is justified.
Profound thought. Can you write it down?
Okay.
Nancy doesn't write down any of Patrick's profound thoughts when he asks her to. Nancy is a jerk.
Well, it's not a necessary note. I mean, to him, this is a big deal. To Nancy, it doesn't matter.
Well, I've seen aliens, but believing in aliens seems more involved.
You've seen aliens?
Well, just a little.
Sure, let's not follow up on this.
With Aaron.
I heard she tried to save George.
She did.
Erin was injured on the rocks, just like George. Why doesn't she get a recovery tent?
I don't know where
What's
she's
the
at.
overall plan?
Yes, McLeod.
Who's McLeod?
Yeah, I don't know either. I think it's like an Australian or New Zealand reference that I am not familiar with.
He trashed the travel paperwork for the actual crew.
How are they filming the show if none of the crew members besides Sunny are here?
Good question. Who's running this?
He died.
Who's operating
What?
the cameras?
Later, in a boat thing. Unrelated.
Normal people don't talk like that.
She's not normal.
You dedicate your life to being on trashy TV.
If you think this show is trashy, Nancy, why did you agree to be on it?
Friends. Friend. Time.
Okay, I'm ready to work with you.
You won't regret this. You'll regret something else.
What?
Nancy ignores this culprit giveaway.
We don't, not necessarily that she's the culprit, but she is a competitive contestant. So you could expect anything from a competitor.
What was the point of Sunny spreading his papers all over New Zealand for Nancy to find? Why not save time and give her all of them at the start?
Fair
Believe in
question.
aliens?
I'm not like one of those Area 51 types.
Yes, you
But
are.
Why not?
Nancy knows Sunny runs an alien organization, but she still lets him get away with pretending he doesn't believe in them.
Now with a came from me.
Lena wanted me to show you this comic.
Ah,
Nancy, Lena said not to mention her name.
good catch.
Why is Sonny playing in his suitcase here?
I don't know.
Sonny purposely withholds the truth from Nancy for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know what the
How
reason
does
is.
Nancy know what order to put the comics in?
Story. Follow the story, I guess.
Where did Sonny get the blueprints for the compass?
I don't know.
If Sonny has the blueprints for the compass, why does he need the original pieces for it? Can't he build another one on his own?
Good point. Good point.
How did Lena learn about this? Nancy hasn't told anyone.
How long have you and Lena been together?
I'm not the best with time.
How long have you and Patrick been together?
A while?
2 years, 4 months.
Patrick says he doesn't know how long he's been dating Lena.
Well, no, look at the rest of the sentence, though. 2 years, 4 months. Wait, no. 4 years? No. See? He's not good with time.
Later on, he knows exactly how long he's been dating Lena.
No.
How did round 2 go with Sonny?
I just walked right on past him.
Yeah, maybe I should try.
We never see Nancy flirt with Sonny. Nancy finds a hidden passageway cliché.
Yeah?
Surprise twist, by which I mean surprising to those of us who should be running the show. Location producer Sunny June has decided to bend the rules for Team Tui, sparing them some elimination.
The announcer says Nancy's team should have been eliminated for being in last place, even if Nancy's team has maximum points.
Yeah, you see this. Oh, I missed it. Just a couple sentences ago. It says here, announcer, and Sunny June, don't make me come down there, young man. So Sunny is totally rigging this whole thing. And he's pulling strings and making exceptions, playing favorites. That's part of the problem with this show.
In last place, even if Nancy's team has maximum points. Why does the announcer think it's weird to avoid eliminating Nancy's team? Nancy's team is in last place because an injury prevented them from competing. It's only fair they get spared from elimination this round.
Okay, I'm Sunny. I'm the line producer.
Location producer Sunny June.
Apparently, Sunny changed jobs when no one was looking.
Location producer could... Well, okay, I guess that would signify two separate kind of jobs. He's playing the role of two, or actually multiple jobs now that he's taking over for the entire crew.
This puzzle.
No, that's a great puzzle.
Puzzle reused from Alibi and Ashes.
True.
Nancy wastes her one phone call on Jamila.
Yeah.
Who's somehow even more useless here than she was in Tomb of the Lost Queen. In Tomb of the Lost Queen, Sunny said he didn't know Jamila. In this game, we're told Sunny and Jamila knew each other the whole time.
Liar!
In Tomb of the Lost Queen, Jamila was only pretending to believe in the Anunnaki, but now she believes it wholeheartedly. What happened?
Yeah, good question.
Have any proof aliens
Inconsistent.
exist?
Aside from this awesome belt I had made?
Sunny talks about a belt which is not visible.
Take a vow of silence.
What?
Yeah, for 3 hours.
Starting when?
Oh, I already lost.
Bess's challenge was to stop talking for 3 hours. Why didn't she take a nap or something?
Not committed.
It's a plot point that Bess is having trouble talking to other people here.
Just Sunny.
If anything, she should have had an easy time being silent.
Yeah.
How does this machine know to open Nancy's panel and not a panel belonging to one of the other teams?
It's possible someone is operating remotely, but yeah, it's far-fetched.
How did Lena open Nancy's panel in order to steal her medallion?
Lena is good with codes and stuff. It's possible she lockpicked it or kind of rigged it to open it up for herself.
There appears to be no way to open another team's panel.
That you see,
Seriously,
yeah.
how did Lena solve the shearing competition before Nancy did?
I don't know.
Everything in the shed was locked or turned off.
Even if not one
Fair argument.
contestant located a single sheep.
Locating sheep was not part of the challenge.
Right.
Last time, only Lena got credit. This time, both Lena and Patrick get credit.
Good.
Even if the other characters are just sitting around, they somehow still beat Nancy. For a TV show with run in the title, there is a remarkable amount of sitting around in one spot.
Let's go. All right, Slate, Betrayal, Generic, Male.
Slate is not a member of any of the teams.
No, he's reading a teleprompter or one of the clapboards.
I think it's time for me to prove myself.
How so?
Whatever the next challenge is, I'm going to master it.
Bess pledges to help with the next challenge, but then she stands in place and does nothing. Bess is useless.
Yeah.
The game has time for a minute-long conversation about Bess staring at a cow.
So far, things have been pretty one-sided.
Curie accuses Nancy of not helping the Alliance, but it's not like Curie has done anything to help the Alliance.
Right.
The password to the hatch at Doubtful Sound is Doubtful Sound. This is not a good password.
No, it's not.
This puzzle reused from the Deadly Device.
True.
Why is Stage 3 the only stage which has multiple parts?
Leveling up?
This kayak challenge is boring. It would be way more interesting if Nancy was racing against someone
Fair.
instead of kayaking alone on an empty lake.
Yeah, that's fair.
Why does the kayaking challenge contain times from teams that have already been eliminated?
They tried.
If you win at kayaking, you get to visit the mines early. That's not useful.
It is if you're trying to get ahead of someone else.
This puzzle.
It's hard.
Your quest.
My quest?
Why did Sunny give Nancy's quest to Bess? Why not give it directly to Nancy?
She's a teammate.
Especially since it's impossible to solve the quest without Sunny's comics.
Good point.
Fun, but I'm turning against you now.
Why did Curie break her alliance with Nancy?
I play it a bit different for the camera. Fair warning. Things will be different next time we talk.
Curie warns Nancy that she's going to be mean to her during the next conversation, but Nancy is still caught by surprise when Curie is mean to her.
Nancy anticipates the best out of people, or expects, what's the phrase? I don't know.
That explains the photo edit she made of me holding a puppy. Sorta.
How did Bess make a photo edit of Sunny holding a puppy?
There are phone apps.
You're late.
But good point.
Do you have it? That's not good enough. Just give it to me.
Who is Curie talking to, and why?
Good question. It's possible she's talking to another crew member, like she's trying to swindle her way into getting some stuff to sabotage. I don't know. I really don't know.
Is there anything I should be doing?
You can go to the Puzzle Palace and try to boost our score.
I would rather not. Sorry, but that sounds awful.
Bess offers to help, then immediately backtracks. Bess is a jerk.
Yeah.
Rather not. Sorry, but that sounds awful.
This is my reaction whenever someone says I should play this game. Why does Bess get credit for beating Stage 4? Nancy did all the work.
Bess really came through.
Puzzle. Curie was brought here to uncover this one puzzle. How did Sunny know about this in advance?
Comics?
Grandpa Jin's comics say nothing about needing a contortionist for this.
That would be... Oh yeah, okay, that is the cave-in. Tools, here. It's right here. This one right here? These words?
Puzzle.
No, it doesn't say anything about contortionist, but being able to rock climb, that was in there.
Curie and Sunny fight off screen to save on animation.
Yeah.
No one else got this mission, just me. Why?
Everyone gets a personal quest. That's how the show works. What was Lena's personal quest?
Lena's personal quest was to decode the cipher. Decipher the cipher. And Patrick's quest is his gorilla moment when he has to sink to the bottom of the cave lake water in order to reach something. The lever to turn off the water.
What was Patrick's personal quest? Curie is on a single-person team, so her team gets one personal quest, while every other team gets two. That's not fair to her.
No, and it's not, but Sunny got specific people, and not everyone on all the teams were needed for Sunny's personal mission.
She loses out on potential points because Aaron was injured. Why doesn't Nancy try to solve this code?
That's a good point. Why doesn't she do it? Because this is a really, really, really complex one, and we're supposed to presume that it is really hard, so we need to give it to Lena.
She solved codes before. Sunny had this code on a separate piece of paper before the competition started. Why didn't he have it decoded earlier? Why go through all the trouble of bringing Lena here to decode it? George does not...
Because she's the brain for that stuff.
Not speak at all during her third confession.
Aww.
May not remove the medallions of the opposing
Might have been
team.
missed.
Remove. I moved the medallion. Only once.
You're kidding me.
That's not the definition of the word remove.
Yeah.
Remove normally refers to something being moved once. As in, Lena was removed from the competition for being a cheater.
Right.
Nancy lets Lena get away with cheating because she used dumb word play.
Yeah.
I need you to find a points card for Lena.
Bess doesn't question the fact that Nancy wants to help other teams. This puzzle.
Sunny was bringing George.
Why did it take so long for Bess to figure that out? Bess knows she can talk to George, right?
Tie. That means sudden death.
The game always ends in
Yeah.
a tie, no matter what the point totals are.
For the sake of the story.
This is before the point tally. This is after.
Yeah.
Nancy's team got no points for placing the medallion first.
Yeah.
Let's tally the score.
In this case, tallying up the points means everyone else's points disappear. The final point standing makes no sense.
Yeah.
Kiri only won 1 round, while the other teams both won 2. Also, Kiri failed to complete her personal challenge. She should be in last place. How did Lena's team fall so far behind? Did Patrick spend all their points on stupid things?
Possibly. I mean, yeah, this whole design with the point system was kind of convoluted, and it doesn't always make sense logically, however you end up playing. I think the intention was so that the player could have a little bit of control over a competition that is already rigged for you to win at or succeed at. I think it would have been just fine if the point system was only used to get tools or items that would help you in achieving or acquiring the medallions faster. I don't think the point system should have been used in the end score.
The show's ending completely ignores Lena and Patrick's team. This puzzle.
That is a hard puzzle. I don't like it. It is really, really difficult, especially with how it keeps moving while you're trying to think.
I figured out Sunny's blueprints. You'll find an odd device in one of the caves.
Why do the blueprints for the compass contain notes for this puzzle, which is nowhere near the compass?
Okay, that's fair.
This puzzle reused from Ransom of the Seven Ships.
A little bit, yeah.
His incredible sense of timing.
Yeah.
Why not? You just used your phone to talk to George.
Yeah, not fair.
The cave was dangerous? I thought it was part of the show. See, that's what I'm going to say. And it's going to work out perfectly for me.
Nobody would believe that because the show has already ended at this point.
I think, oh. No, wait, good point.
Making you pay for your betrayal.
What betrayal? Nancy never betrayed you ever.
That's fair.
Kiri's motive is revenge, but she doesn't meet Nancy until after the bridge sabotage. This means she sabotaged Nancy for revenge before she even met Nancy. That makes no sense.
Yeah, it could have changed the wording to mean competition. She really wants to win, and so she's going to be ruthless for it, but definitely doesn't need to be revenge, because you're right. I don't remember Nancy ever betraying her.
I need to win. I need to stay around long enough to get screen time. I promised my agent I'd make it to the finals.
Kiri made it to the finals just like she wanted. Why is she so angry?
Good question.
Got some good news and I've got some bad news.
Let me guess, those lights were the good news.
Yeah.
The lights go off, but the cave system is still well lit.
It's, down there. Push!
Ah!
Sunny points to the artifact room, then pushes Nancy in the opposite direction.
I'll be honest, this part was a surprise.
If Sunny wasn't prepared for this, why did he bring a raft, paddles, and directions?
He's still looking.
Dodge left and right puzzle reused from Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon.
But it's entirely different because you're in a raft in a water cave, whereas in Last Train was in a dry cave with minecarts. Oops.
This room has 2 entrances. Why did Jin give Sunny directions for the dangerous entrance?
I don't know.
How did Patrick find us here?
Good point.
Patrick jumps in the water, but the surface is undisturbed.
Yeah, I know.
Sunny and Nancy ignore the fact that Patrick is probably drowning in favor of talking about Grandpa stories. Sunny and Nancy are jerks.
Yes!
The cave works like a giant toilet bowl. Watch the left side of the water. It fills up while draining.
Oh, well.
This puzzle.
Yeah, it is a logic-based puzzle. It is creative. I know it's a little annoying.
How is this supposed to help contact aliens? It's just some stars projected on a wall.
Yeah, you're gonna have to project it out into the sky, I guess.
Sunny had the blue disc at the start of the game, so all of this was completely unnecessary. He could have put the disc in front of a flashlight and gotten the exact same result. It was unnecessary to do this as part of a reality show.
It has nothing to do with the reality show. He was needing the contestants to help him with his secret mission, his own personal mission.
Sonny could have offered Nancy $1,000 to fly out to New Zealand and solve some puzzles.
That's
she
fair.
would have said yes.
Right.
How did Bess find us here?
Good question.
Show Detained Diva, The Curie Redemption, is set to air this fall.
Curie tried to kill 3 people. Instead of being punished, she is rewarded with her own TV show.
Yeah, not fair, huh?
George is so bored by this game, she can't stay awake. George is all of us right now.
I know Michael is joking at this scene, but if you saw the progression of the images, as still images at the end of this game here of George, she's on pain medication, so she's slowly fading, falling asleep because of the meds. Thrown off a bridge. 233? Well...
Let's see what happens if you finish the game with 0 points.
Wait, let's tally the score. And it's a tie.
Everybody is a loser! Everyone loses! You are all losers! Thank you very much for playing this game. You're a huge loser now. Go home!
Okay. What do I have to say about this? I have very similar opinions. I was a little bit disappointed. Yeah. Okay, you guys, please leave your comments below. I'm going to move on to the next one. Yeah. Just